Hi, I'm Sammi LaBue, and I'm very proud to introduce my mentee of the past 3 years. Even though this year we were apart, we somehow stayed on the same wavelength, which is just where I want to be. Her name is Lena Habtu, and I'll let her take it away.
Hi, I'm Lena Habtu, and the piece that Sammy and I will be reading tonight is called Passed Down. It was born from a series of prompts that Sammy had brought in one day, which we each responded to on our own. It was only after reading our work to one another that we realized how eerily similar our writing was. Sammy and I both lost our fathers at a young age, and writing this poem together has been a way for us to both process our losses as well as, in turn, better understand ourselves. It's been incredibly rewarding to watch this piece take shape. Thank you.
I closed the gap in my front teeth, the one he passed down to me, with the braces he paid for but didn't live to see the results of. Back then, everyone says we look the same. He's big as a raft, mustachioed and bald. I'm a teenager. I don't know if I want to look like him.
They tell me I have his ears, his face, his nose, spectacles resting on their bridges. I have his demeanor, that commanding presence, and a tendency to correct or lecture others. I pray the resemblance does not stop there.
When he dies, my mouth will still be full of metal. Later, I'll start to neglect my retainer, hoping that space might come back. No one says we look alike anymore, and so I do. I look like my dad, I say.
I stumble through my memories, cloth over my eyes, grasping blindly at someone who may as well have been a ghost, a daydream, a figment of my imagination entirely, at what I cannot trust myself to remember, at what I'm not sure even ever was.
Now his pinstripe suit is a teddy bear, his golf shirt's a quilt. We drop bags at Goodwill for some other big man to find. His broad chest now broken with a thin breath into dust.
There's so much that I haven't yet learned, haven't yet asked. I no longer scream questions at the sky. I now whisper into the quiet of my room. And why did they know him? They got ages. I got 12 years.
Where are the things he left me then? Where are the treasures for me to find him in? But we were never made of silk and golden crystals. We were born with cracks, he and I.
He spoke with his hands, breathed with his hands, moved with his hands, lectured with his hands, comma, he'd say insistently.
He gave me cheap charms and ice cream cones and diner breakfasts, things that are so good because they don't last, things for a child, not a woman.
She talks with her hands, breathes with her hands, moves with her hands. The parenthetical comma will become my most used grammatical technique. I will never forget.
I became a woman on my own in the in between moments that make me feel the most his, like writing a bad poem because it feels good. Not life, not death, but ours, something that can't fit through a donation drop slot. It is the slot, a gap, a pause.
So many things are just mine now. I wish that we still shared wire glasses and gap teeth, exchanged knowing glances. I wish I didn't have what was mine. I traded all in an instant for something to be ours.